Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Linda right here on Main Street, and I have a special guest for you again today. We're at Real Estate 1002 North Main Street, and because not everyone knows who you are, Ray, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Ray Thietten, and I just joined actually the Rochester office. I was at the Troy office with Real Estate 1 for 5 years. I only live a couple blocks away, so it just made sense for me to come up to Rochester. So just so you know my background, just at a real high level, I was in the corporate world for 30 years with EDS. I was actually on the GM account here, and then I was in Dallas for a while where I took an early retirement back in 2012. So since then, as kind of my second career, I've been doing real estate investing. I became a realtor just so I could get access to the MLS, not realizing at the time that realtors are great people to work with, and they just went along with my investing. So I also am a realtor, so we do listings. I work with buyers, but my primary job right now is really flipping houses. And then I'm also an investor in real estate.
Well, we're going to talk about that some because we're going to have a class on March 21st at 7 o'clock here at Real Estate 1. That is with the Linda Ray team, and we're going to be talking about investment, but in a little different pattern. We're also going to be talking to buyers and sellers and wills and trusts. So I will do another video for you regarding that, and it will be in the Community Lifestyle magazine. So look forward for that. But today we're going to talk to Ray. Ray is really, really experienced, and the Linda Ray team has really enjoyed you being here in Rochester.
Thank you.
And it does make sense when you live in Rochester to be in Rochester, although we do service Troy as well.
Right.
So he's been a real pleasure to have around because we're all learning investments. We've got quite a bit of experience in it, but Ray takes it to another level. So Ray, let's start out with a little bit about not how you just got started, but where are you now and what are you doing and how can you help the public to make some money out there?
Yeah, so as I said, my primary business, and I always look at investing as you got your active income, and as an investor, you have your passive income. So think of your active income, especially if you're either a realtor or an individual, that's your job. So you're getting your income from being a realtor, you're working for a company, you're a business or own a business, you're getting a W-2 job. So that's your active income. You get up every morning and you put hours into it. Hopefully you're doing something that you have passion around.
Sure.
So that's the active side of it. And for me, that active side is primarily I flip houses. So we take houses that need a lot of work, that have been neglected. We take those on and we completely renovate them. So a new homeowner can move in there and all the work has been done. And that's especially good today for a homeowner because it used to be you could buy a house, as you probably know. You buy a house and you could, put some repairs into it and do the work yourself. But with today, the cost of doing that work yourself and finding the right contractors to do that work, a person like me can come in and do all that work, and that can be included in your loan. And they can, a first-time home buyer or a second-time home buyer, which buys our properties, will get a home that's already been updated.
Yeah, I had started a few of these investments back in my beginning of career, realized what you just said. I couldn't work at the same time. I wasn't able to do the work that needed to be done on the house, so I had to take on a partner that actually could get those things done, and it's even more so today than ever before. So we're going on our class talk about a lot of younger people getting started with their first venture of investments and hoping to keep them out of the pitfalls. You're going to take it to quite a different level, and your class is going to be on April
17th
at
here
10:30.
Yeah, 10:30 here at the Real Estate 1 office in Rochester.
And before we forget, let's give them your phone number in case they want to RSVP for your class. You want to give it to them?
Sure. Yeah, my phone number is 941-1256.
So let's talk about some of the, I know that you talked about also being able to help people with their retirement money to use to get started. Do you want to discuss that a little bit?
Sure. You know, it is interesting if you look at the stats of how much people have saved for their retirement. So if you look at the person that's 55 or older and you look at not the average, but the median, that's more accurate. So you've got half the people above that and half the people below. That medium number for retirement savings is about $120,000 is all. Now you take that up to 65 to 74 range, that number is only $127,000. So what can you do as an individual? That's kind of my passion. I started doing it for myself to start with. But what can you do? What can I do as an investor to help other people? And I also like working with young people because I wish somebody would have come alongside me when I was younger.
Yes, in fact, we asked you already. We've got a good group of young people that really want to start learning. And no better than to have somebody that's already gone through the experiences and avoid the pitfalls, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So one thing that I've done, the typical investment, like if you go to an investment manager or you work with Fidelity or any of the major companies, they give you the option of putting your money in mutual funds, index funds, bonds, and that's the typical investment strategy. I'm not saying that's not good. I'm just saying that's the only option that they offer. What I like to teach people is you now have the option to self-direct your retirement account, your 401k and your IRA, to buying real estate and investing in real estate. Now, wouldn't that be awesome if you could take part of your retirement account, buy some rental properties, and those rental properties are cash flowing, you're managing those over time. And I always tell people rental properties are the get rich slow. They're not the get rich quickly investments. They're a long-term, they're a good inflation hedge, especially where we are right now. If you want to have dollars, you're losing money if you just keep your dollars. But if you can put it in a good inflation hedge, and of course real estate is a very good, if you look back through the history, is a very good investment strategy.
Always, yeah. So what would you do to recommend to even gals that are retiring right now at younger ages? Maybe the same identical statement you just made, and they could take part of it. I liked that word, where you're not taking a big risk. Just like when you're doing investments, you have to count on someone else to really help you out if you don't know what you're doing. I've seen people lose everything. I've seen people gain. But as far as investments and so forth, younger people today are retiring earlier than I've ever seen before. This would be kind of like a part-time job with them under your guidance to make sure that they go on a note of somebody that's already been down this path before.
Now, one thing I did when I was still in my corporate job and I knew I was going to be leaving, and I wanted to get involved, my first thought is I'm going to flip houses. You know? I want to flip houses.
Fast money.
I actually had a good coach at the time. And my coach told me, because we'd started our first flip house, and my coach said, Ray, why are you flipping houses? You have a good W-2 job. We were in Dallas at the time, my wife and I were there. You need to be buying as many rental properties as you can. So we actually took our very first flip house, turned it into a rental property, finished it. I got a loan on it. So in that house sitting in Farmers Branch, which is a little suburb of Dallas, at that time in 2012, I had after we got the financing on it, I had about $20,000 of my own cash in that house, and I got a loan. That's what a lot of people don't realize. On your rental properties, you can get a standard conventional loan. So you can go to your mortgage broker, and they can. We have Mark, a very good mortgage broker here at the office,
Yes, we do.
and you know he knows all about that. He can provide a regular conventional loan. You put 20 to 25% down. So we did that on that property. So that was 12 years ago. Like last week, we actually sold that property. So I owned it since 2012. So that was 12 years. It was just under 12 years. So I had that $20,000 invested in that. Well, what's happening over the last 12 years? I'm getting cash flow coming in on that particular property. It was because the taxes kept going up. Dallas had very high taxes. Our cash flow is about $350 a month, taking all expenses out. So we're getting that. Who's paying my mortgage? The tenant.
Yeah.
So that my mortgage is going down, principal over the last 12 years. What does your accountant do for you? You can depreciate that asset.
Yes.
So over 27 and a half years. So the taxes you pay on that are almost nothing on owning that property. And then when I sold the property, that $20,000 grew to almost $200,000. So put that in your calculator, and what kind of return is that? Where you could put $20,000 in, and in 12 years, I mean that's over 1,000% increase in your money.
Give us a call. Looking forward to hearing from you. Thanks.